Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I am Darwin and welcome to another edition of FCB Report. Barcelona is back with a bang, and it was great to see the players back in action playing football again. They completely trashed Mallorca and left them in the dust to lick their wounds. But before we get into the meaty stuff and try to dissect the game, there's an important aspect to talk about. Now put aside football tactics and all that for a minute and let's talk about the most important thing here. Let's put things into perspective, because regardless of what happened in the game, the most important thing here wasn't actually their results. I mean, don't get me wrong, as much as I love to see Barcelona win games, the most important thing here was the fact that we actually played a football game again, which means that things are going back to normal. And the fact that we played a football game is a sure sign that the world is recovering from the effects of the coronavirus. But enough about that. In this video, I'm going to provide you with an exclusive match review. And at the end of the video, I'm also going to provide you with the player match ratings. There is much to talk about, so let's do it. Let's dive right into it. Vamos! This shouldn't come as a surprise, but Messi was the protagonist once again, stealing the show and leading his team to the perfect start in the first game since the lockdown. Barcelona won the game pretty comfortably and picked up all the 3 points, and by doing so, they sent a message of intent to Real Madrid. The pressure is on and they'll have to play catch up. Barca started the game in a great fashion. They played with intensity and pressed Mallorca high up the pitch, and it paid off immediately, because just after 65 seconds, Vidal scored a header after a good play by De Jong, who passed the ball to Alba, which set up Vidal for the first goal. Barca got underway with the perfect start, and Quique Setién made a couple of changes to the starting lineup going into this game. The biggest surprise for me was that he picked Araujo to start in one of the centre-back positions instead of Umtiti to partner up with Piqué. Araujo was fantastic throughout the game. He was calm and collected and handled Mallorca pressure very well. And if he keeps delivering these kinds of performances, then there's a possibility that he'll eventually stake a claim to the centre-back position. But here's hoping that Setién continues to show trust in him and gives the kid more minutes so he can cement his place in the team. Another surprise in the starting lineup was that Setién picked Martin Braithwaite instead of Suarez to play in the number 9 role. A decision I believe was the right one, since Suarez hasn't played any football in 5 months after suffering a hamstring injury. And Braithwaite didn't disappoint. He paid back the coach's faith with a passionate and dynamic display. Barcelona looked sharp and fresh from the outside. They combined well with each other and moved the ball around quickly with purpose and displayed great movement with and without the ball. Especially Sergio Roberto, De Jong and Messi was great in the first half, combining very well. And I must say that Sergio Roberto had a better game than Semedo. And to be fair, despite Semedo being more offensive-minded player and he has more athleticism, Sergio Roberto is definitely the more intelligent player here. He has great awareness, and with his clever positioning and great defending makes him a very reliable player for Barcelona. And I can understand why Setién went down that road and opted to start him instead of Semedo. And like I said, Barca played very well. In the first half, Barcelona had 70% possession, but more importantly, it wasn't just possession for the sake of hogging the ball. It was possession with purpose. And for the majority of the game, Mallorca was chasing their own shadows. But not everything about this game was picture perfect for Barcelona. Just after the 25-minute mark, with 1 goal up, Barcelona took their foot off the gas pedal and invited Mallorca back into the game. And for a moment there, Mallorca was on top. And even though they never threatened Barcelona in a big way, they got into dangerous positions many times and chipped in a few crosses and had a couple of good chances to equalize. And if Mallorca had been more effective in the final third, then things might have turned out differently. But for me personally, this is the biggest criticism of this Barcelona team. It's their Achilles heel. They don't kill off games when they should. I think this is a bad habit they picked up from Valverde, and is something Setién will definitely have to address. But just as Barcelona seemed to lose momentum, Braithwaite popped up in the 37th minute and extended Barcelona lead as he pounced on a loose ball from Messi, and Messi got his 14th assist of the season. But on a positive note for Mallorca, the talented youngster Takefusa Kubo had a great performance on the night. Most of the chances came from him, and he showed us what he's capable of. Keep a watchful eye on him. He's definitely a star in making. And it still hurts that Real Madrid actually came there and snatched him away from Barca. But if you go back to Barcelona's performance, my understanding is Barcelona is actually benefiting from empty stadiums, because Barcelona has been struggling struggling in away games this season, and the absence of supporters takes away some of the pressure and gives Barca more freedom in away games. And the second half was more of the same, maybe not as energetic as the first half, but the individual brilliance from the Barca players made a difference as Alba scored the third goal and put the game out of reach for Mallorca, and Messi capped off a great performance with a goal in the 93rd minute. But now let's talk about player ratings and which players impressed the most in this game. We start at the right back where Sergio Roberto impressed. He found his teammates with clever positioning and contributed to the flow of the game. I give him a 7. And as for Piqué, he had a pretty standard evening because he didn't have much to do, but he was reliable as always and did enough to help Barcelona to keep a clean sheet. But he also got a knock late on in the game and was limping, and let's hope it's nothing serious. I give him a 6. Araujo had a great game, and I'm really impressed by his display. And I'm really glad that he got some playing time in this match. And he also almost grabbed a goal late on in the game. I give him a 7. Jordi Alba was simply outstanding in this game. He was everywhere, blocking shots, giving assists and scoring goals. I give him an 8. Busquets had a good game. He didn't have too much to do, but he was reliable as always in the pivot position. I give him a 6. De Jong was outstanding. He linked up well with his teammate and kept the flow of the game with clever passing. I give him a 7. Now if we move on to Vidal, he scored the first goal and started lively, but he faded a little as the game went on, but he deserves at least a 6. Griezmann was a mixed bag. He still seems out of place in this Barcelona team. But having said that, he made some good plays early on and helped his teammates defensively. I'll give him a 5. Braithwaite for me was one of the better players on the field. He scored a goal in the 37th minute, and if it wasn't for Mallorca's goalkeeper making a fantastic save, then he would add it to his tally. Braithwaite offers something different to Barcelona. I give him an 8. And now, last but not least, the maestro Messi was terrific as always. This guy rarely disappoints. He scored a goal and got 2 assists on the night. He gets a 9. This was a great start to the league after the break, and I'm really excited to see if we can build on this performance against Leganes on Tuesday. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree with the player ratings? And if you want Messi and all types of Barcelona related stuff, then start now by subscribing and hit the bell so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, but until then, Visca el Catalunya!